such a brilliant arena, the loch itself, and what could you do with it? And I just remembered that there was this connection between Colmcille and the Loch Ness Monster, that he'd seen the Loch Ness Monster. So it started almost with the most childish thing. What I knew about the story of Colmcille was the revenge story, that he had stolen this book, that it had led to a battle, and that he had regretted, creating that violence, and had gone away and created something beautiful. And that rhythm of violence to beauty seemed really uplifting, but also just inherently dramatic. It meant you were definitely working towards this big payoff, because of course what he did was go to Iona and start that community which created what for me are the most beautiful objects ever created, the books of Kells, the books of Lindisfarne, these incredible books that are just full of amazing detail and imagination. And that idea that out of violence and out of regret and out of sorrow can come this beauty and joy.
There are more villages of culture than there are cities of culture. I think we've chosen to be on the edge more, and we appreciate the more rural approach to culture.
Is that the black of the cream?
Well, Walter Planks came to us and said that they were taking a curragh from Iona to Derry to celebrate Colmcille, and so we said, why don't we do the send-off party and the arrival party for that? Because we like doing stuff on islands and we like making stuff for parties. We want to make a small and beautiful gesture, and I hope very much that small, beautiful gesture kind of carries through. And we decided the thing to do was to make a book with the kids and put the book on the curragh. Hopefully what will happen is we'll go up and we'll have lovely time working with kids, making the book, and we'll pull the community into the idea. And on the Friday, we'll give the book to the people in the curragh, and a big procession, fire show on the beach. But there's a lot that could change between now and then.
Going to somewhere like Iona, where you can really engage in a small community and everyone becomes part of the theatre. I just find that really amazing that the people kind of own it then. It's not just us turning up and doing something and disappearing. It's very much, we really are there and they really are involved and we all do it together, and they're on the journey with us or something. I kind of really like that. That's why we like working in smaller communities, whereas if you work in the city or towns or whatever and you go and do a workshop, I'm not saying that it's not equally valid, but it's just our preference is to work in smaller communities, and so the dad gets involved and Uncle Tommy and whatever.
Culture's a word, but it can define a group of people. I was in Liverpool for a long time, and coming to the north here and getting involved in theatre, nobody used to have theatre sets. Everything was about words, and there was no kind of particular visual language for theatre. So I particularly noticed the bit of art that is missing, which is that kind of striving for beauty and making beautiful things. Because I think I've always just sort of wanted to make beautiful things.
The other waves ran up onto the shore and laughed themselves to foam. She didn't like the look of that. She ran back out to sea. The other waves got into a fight. They roared and fumed and smashed each other to smithereens.
Tonight at 10:30, we're going to lunch at Coracle. I think it's at Martha's Bay.
Yeah, beside the restaurant.
Martha's Bay. And we've been making a book of Iona with all the stuff in it.
And it's got loads of jewels on the cover on the front and the back. And we've made homemade paper. And it's really fun, and we've got to draw on it and write stories.
Yes, we wrote stories on the paper. And the Coracle people, they've got people to row the Coracle back to Ireland with this in it. And they're going to give it to is it the Minister of Ulster?
No,
It's
they're going to give it to Derry.
It's a place in Ireland.
I thought it was in London.
You should. I think you're a godly sort of angel figure, so you're probably holding light over everybody.
Just don't go too near the kids because their costumes are a wee bit flammable.
Oh yeah, that gold stuff would go up straight away.
Yeah. Stay well away from the children. Yeah.
So where are the kids going to be in relation to the fire?
The kids are all going to run on the beach. Drew's going to do it now. So
The event really started on Iona, and that's a sort of beautiful thought, really.
the fire's probably where this line is here. So as soon as they disappear off, then me and you kind of start.
When Mark and Mandy, LUXe, came on board, I had very set ideas about what I wanted them to do, and they went, "Don't do that. We like to do a small event." And it was so great to have someone have such a clear idea of what they were good at and what they wanted to do. And therefore, they ended up being in charge of Iona. Very much wanted to reach out to Iona because that's where Colmcille went to. So in terms of the narrative, it was great. But emotionally as well, that idea that he was coming home was such a strong idea.
It's very difficult to make little things big and keep them pure. And I'm sure on the way to coming to Derry, it'll kind of get diluted in some way. But I think if you hold on to your idea and you hold on to the tolerance within it as much as possible, or for as long as possible, then that carries through to the end product. If you start the job with a tolerance of 1 millimetre, then by the time it's become diluted, and you're still within a quarter of an inch.
I think they're making stuff for the parade tonight. Putting everything together.
Hombres! Hey boys, yeah! You're welcome to Iona! Fantastic, good to see you, man.
Was it? I thought you looked a wee bit kind of hasty.
About then, it was, well, I was one person who was going back. It wasn't scary, but it was rough.
Just let this car pass.
Sing me a song of a dear little while. Let's be a tune in the true Cayley style. Tell me the tales that to my heart beguile. Tell me of sweet Iona.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
What a welcome.
So do you want to come see the book?
Oh, is this
The
it?
children have been making, yeah, it's really beautiful.
Wow.
So what we did, we were with them for 2 days.
Oh, that's lovely. A little map.
Thought this was kind of lovely there. And we made handmade paper with them and got us to tell the stories about the island.
Oh, and little poems.
So we're trying to get them to do a lot more about kind of nature, but they're really genuinely into the whole Colmcille thing.
Yeah.
They're really advanced. I mean, like some of these kids are they're 6, 7.
Yeah.
And the popular concrete.
Oh, they're together for their whole life.
Yeah.
St. Colmcille had to come to Iona in a curragh as big as this. You've got carvings on stones which show 12 monks rowing oars. So this is a 12-oar curragh, so he must have had something of a very similar length. Did you know that we were going now? We're off to Rathlin.
And you look like because you've got one earring.
I have got one earring, that's because I'm a pirate. Wow.
These are these tattoo pens, but it comes off with alcohol, which I have there. We refer to him as Colmcille, they refer to him as Columba, but they did understand that who we were talking about when we said Colmcille.
Come. Up this way.
There was initially 12 children when we were going to go and do the job on Iona, but there's actually 14 now because the family have moved over from London, so there's 14 children, 8 older ones that we're mainly going to work with.
Okay, can you put this? How's that? That would be the wrong way round, Cameron. So this one's yours, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent.
The corncrake hides in the willow, looking for a mate. When he finds one, they live forever for their whole lives.
That's lovely. Excellent. Was that your drawing as well? It's a very good one. See, that's what a corncrake looked like. That's what I should have paid more attention.
We're just going to go to the school grounds, so I need some people to help me carry them.
to the school grounds. Will you carry that one? I'm going to turn it on in a moment.
Nobody knew such a thing as Nessie. Terrified all the people. Erupting roars went far and wide. That's what it says here. And who am I to doubt it? Who are you to doubt it? They sailed on, under the moon. Look out, Wave, called the bird. There's a great storm coming. The wave clutched the boat closer to herself and slipped through the fighting waves. They didn't notice her. They were too busy smashing each other to smithereens. Wave, watch out for the rocks, called the bird. Will be presented to the crew of the boat that will row it from here across the sea to Derry. And who better to present it to that crew than the children themselves?
Here we are.
So
fantastic.
Present the gift. Present the gift.
Oh, right.
Thank you very much. This is so precious. Right, I will carry this and the curragh all the way back to the City of Culture 2013, Derry, Londnderry. Okay.
And as a bonus, we also be giving you 2 lanterns to help light your way.
Oh, fantastic! We've got something for you. Where's the lantern man? This is our big boss here.
Thank you.
Wow.
Frankie.
Wow.
Since you've been very kind to get us a gift, we thought we'd bring you a gift. And here's a little model of the Colmcille, the curragh, which will bring your book back to Derry. So will you look after that for us up in the school?
What'd you say?
Culture for me is people's rituals and ideas. That's the kind of culture I'm interested in, what inspires me. You're sort of celebrating the land or where you live, and in Iona, like making a book and making lanterns and taking them on a journey to celebrate a boat leaving somehow feels, I don't know, it just feels real. Hopefully when we leave a place, we leave some imprint of the work that we've done, that something special that you kind of remember. You remember the feeling of having been at the event and being part of it, and it being of your beach or your island. It's of that community, so we leave that behind, but we also take with us a bit of that with us as well, and on to the next place. So it's like an exchange in a way, I guess.
Yeah, I think we'd leave a sense of enchantment, and we'd also reawaken that possibility of enchantment as well.
The thrill of doing something like this is that you're such a hostage to fortune. All that has to happen is for it to rain, for it to be too windy. You know, all you need is like a bit of turbulence in the river. Tiny thing, anything elemental that went wrong, and we'd be stuffed.
to the children of Iona for this book.
The important thing about culture is that it brings people together. I think that's what it's for. It's almost not what it's saying, it's the fact that it brings us together in a spirit of peace and inquiry and fun.